Okay.
So, it's 2014, 2015. You guys are all on a bus that had gotten into a bit of a fender bender along the way. You're doing a tour across the U.S. or just trying to get someplace, and you're using this bus to do it. It was a serious enough accident that you got routed over to a local hospital to get checked out. And what was painfully apparent from the beginning when you got there is this hospital is woefully ill prepared to receive patients. There's their entire wings that are, the windows are dark in. The emergency department is staffed by a skeletal crew. They got 4 nurses and 1 doctor. And there's about 30 of you on this bus that are coming in. You guys aren't really banged up all that bad. Maybe like a scraped knee or a slight bruise from the accident. The bus did tip over onto its side, but you guys didn't suffer any real injuries. But they took everybody to the hospital to get checked out. There were people that were significantly injured though. And you're all sitting in this waiting room. So, yeah. I don't know if you guys know each other or not. You've probably might have talked a little bit on the bus.
Mike could have.
Yeah, Mike could have. I don't know.
Mike could have. Yeah, we've got Mark and Jackson and Sam, and we talked. Maybe we were all in the same 3 seats, like we're like same row, and yeah, all like together. So you think they're gonna send another bus?
Sure hope so.
Yeah, because this place looks worse than that hospital in Halloween 2.
Yeah, this place is not very good. Like, what is it getting torn down or something? Did you hear anything?
Are they remodeling? I don't know.
One of the
Usually-
nurses next, like who's checking somebody out next to you, says, "Oh yeah, no, we're closing this hospital down, moving over to county. Haven't had that many people that actually come in here. The town's really small, so just better resources spent elsewhere."
Ah, okay, that works.
They'd probably be
Did
rerouting a lot of people.
Yeah.
So when is
Did you hear? Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to ask her when this place is intended on being closed for good.
Oh, probably by the end of next week. We're just getting the rest of the files all packaged up. We only got 1 wing left of patients. 1 wing that's open for patients here in the emergency department, but all non-essential services have been shut down. We're routing most major traumas over to county already.
All right. I mean, the files are physical?
She looks around. She's like, "Do you think we had computers till recently?" And the motif of this place, like, it's 2015, right? But this gives off like this place hasn't been updated since the 70s. Some of the computers, like you guys are probably in your 30s at this point, like early to mid 30s. I'm guessing 20s. Like, this is stuff that you would
My
see.
guy's 45.
Okay, so the computer they have at the desk for the check-in is one of those giant monitored green and black displays. Like, they got a dot matrix
DOS.
printer. Yeah.
DOS. Oh, dang. Yeah, I see you guys have not updated in quite some time.
Never could get the funding. Ever since the coal mine shut down, we just haven't had people here. The town's been dying out. People have been moving out, and hospitals kind of just been falling into more and more disrepair over time.
Coal mine shut down. Why did it shut down?
They weren't pulling anything anymore. Dried up. more profitable things elsewhere, environmental regulations, you name it. It was kind of like a little bit of a buffet of everything.
Nice. Uh, I'm gonna like see if the coordinator or the bus driver are around.
Okay. The bus driver is sitting on a stretcher, getting their eyes checked by the one of the nurses. Just
I'm not gonna bug him then.
okay.
He might be concussed. He has probably no clue what's going on. Um, I don't know.
So we don't have any idea when the next bus is coming around. Obviously, that one's not going anywhere.
No, that one's probably not ever gonna run again. I wanted to ask the bus driver if he made a phone call, but he looks pretty indisposed.
Do we have any cell reception here?
You got like one spotty bar. Like you're out in the middle of sticks, rural America.
Right. I assumed if it was a coal mining area, we're somewhere in Appalachia, maybe Eastern Kentucky or Virginia.
We're gonna go with West Virginia,
Okay.
and
Nice.
it's not the nice part of West Virginia. It is Appalachia. It is. It's not nice. A lot of houses here probably don't even have running water.
No.
So it's about this time. You guys are just having your conversations, trying to figure out what the next steps are. If is it somebody sending out another ride? One of the nurses said they'll check in. Highway patrol is out there, trying to get things squared away with the local tow truck to get the bus at least cleared off the road. That bus is definitely blocking one of the roads in and out of town with where it's located right now. That you notice some flashing red lights, red and blues, come screeching up to the emergency room doors, and one of the small handful of local cops comes in, got this guy kind of like over, his arm over his shoulder. He's trying to pull him into the hospital. He's screaming, "I need some help here!" And he's got this like middle-aged guy in a pair of flannels, jeans, an old pair of work boots, and he's got a obvious wound on the side of his head. Looks like he's been hit in the head with something and it's bleeding. And he's got a bunch of blood all over his clothes. And the nurses drop everything they're doing. One doctor who's here tending patients, shouts out, "Get a gurney. We need to take a look at him right away." And they wheel him back over into the back of the emergency room and start working on him.
Didn't look like somebody that maybe they pulled out of the bus.
No, this was not somebody on the bus. You do not recognize this person at all. I'm not saying you know all the people on the bus, but you at least know who was there. This person does not look familiar at all.
Could it be the person who we had an accident? Did someone cause the accident we were in?
No, the driver, for all you know, there was no other car involved. The driver just lost control of the bus and flipped it on its side.
Well, if that person's in trauma, I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon. The bus driver's still out on the gurney and all the help just went that way.
Maybe it's a good idea to ask him how he's doing and find out any information that we can.
Yeah, why not? Go up to the bus driver if he's no longer being attended to.
Nah, the bus driver's not being attended to. He's just kind of sitting there on one of the stretchers, the little like hospital beds, thing with the paper on it.
Yeah.
He's
It's
just,
your idea. You talk to him.
How you doing?
ugh, bit of a headache.
Yeah. Do you what? Are you gonna be okay? I mean, they
Oh
still
yeah,
checking you out?
I'll be fine. Just got a little banged up in there, nothing too major. Said I don't have a concussion, no broken bones, just a little bruised.
So, um, do you know if another bus is coming around? Do you know what the plan is?
Well, um, as far as I know, the tow truck driver is going to notify Greyhound and have them send out another bus. They notified where they were taking all the passengers. So hopefully they're sending one out, but who knows where they're going to be rerouting from.
But I mean, that was crazy. What happened?
I he kind of gets this like glazed over look for a second, like he's about to say something. He's like, I don't know. I just thought I saw something in the road and swerved, and apparently there was nothing there though. One of the cops that when they were loading
Well,
my
I mean,
son's hospital said that onto the ambulance said nothing was there. So guess I just was tired.
we all see crazy things when we're tired. I've I don't know what you saw. I mean, I've seen crazy things because like you're tired or you're stressed out. I know in the military, being up all night, sometimes we'd see some crazy things. One time, my buddy saw some rabbit jumping around. He swore he was chasing him through a desert that never has any rabbits. And what kind of crazy thing did you see?
I just thought I saw somebody in the road, and I guess I didn't. I was playing tricks on me. Maybe it was a reflection of somebody in the bus, but thought I saw somebody for a moment.
So you swerved to not hit the person.
Yeah, swerved to not hit the person standing in the middle of the road that wasn't in the middle of the road. Guess I was just tired. About this time,
Dang.
if you all have cell phones, they all kind of like buzz a little bit, and when you look at them, you notice that they've gone to no service mode, and they were just giving you the alert that they had lost service.
Well, that's useful.
Apparently, I'm not going to be contacting anybody for a while.
And by the looks of this hospital, I don't think their landlines are going to be too helpful either.
By the looks of this place, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a payphone here that doesn't even work.
Haven't seen a payphone in a long time.
I mean, we are in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we might could find one around here.
Who would we even call? He said the bus might be is on the way, so I don't know.
The cop brought was a cop with whoever brought the guy in who they just rushed to surgery.
No, there was just the cop, and he was just like fireman carrying, or the one guy in by himself.
Where's he at?
They're further
Is he
back
back
in.
there with them?
They're back in one of the closed like actual procedure rooms.
And the cop stayed there?
The cop is in there with them right now. Yeah. Well, you're all doing what you're doing here at this point, you're going to hear a high pitched scream coming from down the hall. This emergency room's got one of those setups where you're in the waiting room and it's got the receptionist desk in the front, and it has this like basically a curtain that they can open and close. It leads to a long row of basically like exam areas, which are just curtains that can open and close around a bed. I can make one of those beds that goes up and down from sitting to laying down position. And then on the opposite side of there's some private rooms for people that they need more isolated from. And you're going to hear one of the nurses scream coming from one of those rooms down the end of the hall.
Yeah, I assume I'm going to go as well.
I'm going to head down that direction.
You make it to the door where the screaming came from. And one of the nurses, you recognize there's one of the very friendly, helpful ones that helped check you in when you first got in. She's standing in the doorway, backing up, just hand over her mouth, and she's got this just look of like dread. She's screaming, "Why? Oh my God, what are you doing?" She doesn't notice you guys approach at all.
What do we see as we approach?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, what do we see as we approach?
When you get up to the door, you see another one of the nurses. It's another one you've seen in the room, in the ER. And she's standing over a body. And she's slowly pulling out a pair of long scissors from the ear of one of the patients. And she's in her other hand, she's got one of his eyes, and she's got some cut marks on her as well. And she's turning slowly over to you, and she's just, the whole group into the door. And she goes, "They're not mine. None of this is mine."
What exactly is not yours?
None of this belongs to me. It's not yours. It's not part of us. And what I'm going to have you guys all do, because this is pretty horrific stuff, is roll a sanity check.
Oh, God.
This will be a 0/1d4 check. So what that means is you're going to roll a d100, and you want to be under your sanity score in percentage. If you succeed, the check, you don't lose any sanity. If you fail the check, you're going to lose 1d4 points.
Sweet. I succeeded. I have a 60.
I succeeded. I have 50, and my current is higher than that.
I have a 50, and so I failed.
Okay. So
roll a d4.
Roll a d4. And you will lose 3 points of sanity.
So he's freaking out.
So what happened?
And I've seen some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, she's not right. She's got something going on with her, and he's starting to kind of have flashbacks from things that he's seen, like when he was in the military.
Does this is a private room or a curtained room?
This is a private room.
So there's a nurse in the hallway with us,
Mm-hmm.
and inside there's a person and a nurse who stabbed him.
Yes.
I'm going to pull the door shut and attempt to just hold it shut so this nurse can't get out of there.
Okay.
And then just look to the nurse and be like, "Go get the police officer." And I'm just going to hold the door and then look at the two of them and be like, If I need help, help me.
All right.
So she makes just a few steps to go to the procedure room to get the officer, and he's already coming out as all this is all kind of happening at the same time. He's already making his way down the hallway, running with it, just as fast as he can. What's going on? What's happening? I heard a scream, and she's freaking
Nurse
out.
went crazy. Nurse went crazy. Just pointing through the window. I assume it's got that little slit window that every hospital door has.
Yeah. So him being Mr. Macho cop that he is, goes over and he puts his hand on he moves you out of the way, puts his hand on the door without even looking, and he's about to open it. And he opens it.
Oh God.
Oh, sorry, I'll rewind.
What was Thomas gonna do something?
I think Howard was about to say something.
I wouldn't go in there. It's really, I've seen some things and it's really bad. Maybe try discussing through the window first.
So he looks at you and he kind of gives you just like one of those dismissive looks, and he looks in the window and he just recoils. He just one of those looks and just pulls his head back, and he's got that fear look that all of you have. Steven's got him, and on the other side of the door, you can just hear whimpering, crying. Since we already rolled a sanity, you don't re-roll for each new, for this exposure. This whole interaction all falls underneath that one umbrella roll that you just did. But looking in the window, you can see that she's been using the scissors to remove little pieces of her own skin. And she's crying when she does it. You could tell that it's hurting. She goes, "It's not mine. It doesn't belong to me. It isn't right."
I look at the nurse and I was like, "Can you get something to sedate her with?"
She does the whole stuttering, stammering thing, and the cop looks over at her and barks, "Get something," and she runs down to the procedure room. Is there in this game, does that exist?
What?
Perception.
Yes.
Alertness.
Alertness, and there's also
Yes, alertness.
yeah, there's alertness. There's something else.
Yeah, alertness would work.
I'm not very good at alertness.
I have a high alertness.
Let's go ahead and
I have a decent alertness.
Yeah, alertness. I'm not seeing anything else that kind of falls underneath that same
I'm
area.
pretty sure it's alertness.
I'm pretty sure it's alertness too. We're just gonna roll with it being alertness because it'll work in this situation anyway. So if everybody wants to just roll an alertness, this is just to see if you notice something. So that's a 13.
I for sure passed.
A 19 and a 7.
I actually passed.
Do you have to get under
I
what
beat
your
it by
alertness is?
1.
I'm sorry, what was that, Thomas?
I said, do you have to get under what your alertness is?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And it is a base of 20.
Right.
So
I got mine too.
Okay.
all of us succeeded on that. Holy crap.
So while you're holding this door shut, Sam.
Well, the police officer has it now.
So the police officer's holding this door shut. You're all like a step backwards now. You hear um almost like a sound of a blasting horn, like an old miner, like the old steam horns that they would blow at a
Mhm.
mining site.
Hmm.
You hear, you can swear you hear it over the noise of the situation.
Hmm.
What?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did it seem like it came from? Like outside?
Outside, around, kind of like a noisy airplane passing over, like how you would like kind of hear a noisy airplane passing over a building. It's kind of
Mhm.
like that. It's like you can faintly hear it. There's no city noise where you are. I mean, like you're out in the middle of freaking nowhere, Appalachia.
Yeah.
Um, so sound travels quite well out here because it doesn't have all that city noise to drown it out.
I'm confused.
He said that the mine
Uh,
was closed.
that was yeah. Uh,
Mine's
officer, did you hear that?
what? The mine's been closed for 3 years, 4 years at this point.
Then why did that whistle sound go off?
I don't know. Where's that nurse with? And he looks in the room again. He's moves his head back. Now he's unholstered his gun, like not completely unholstered it, but he's undone the button that holds it in the holster.
Should we go in and at least try to get her to stop cutting herself? Like, there's 4 of us. We're all men. We should be able to restrain one woman
She's
till the sedative gets here.
can be a long time to restrain somebody depending on what their psychological breaks are. I'm just saying.
That's true.
Well, we can't just let her keep cutting, like doing that. She's gonna die.
I mean, we can't let her cut us either.
Do you have a taser?
No.
I'm asking the cop.
Yeah. He looks at you and he's like, no. I have
Pepper spray?
this. Yeah, and that's where he points to a thing of pepper spray, and he does have a nightstick on his side as well.
That's really gonna hurt with those open wounds.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're the one in charge here, man. What are we doing? Are we just gonna let her keep killing herself?
I mean, do we see the other nurse coming?
She's not heading back yet. Actually, you know what? It's been a minute or two. Yeah, she's coming down the hallway and she's got the doctor in tow now.
I'm just gonna yell down the hall. Did you bring a sedative?
And he holds up a syringe, and this is an older man. Like, he's probably in his 60s or 70s. And he's like,
It's gonna probably take a couple of us to hold her down.
All right, well, let's go hold her down. He'll be here in a second. He just pop.
okay. You guys open the door. Or do you shut what do you do? Like, is this where you're opening the door?
I'm waiting for the cop to open the door. I'm waiting for the cop to lead us in,
Okay.
and then all of us just like grab her and pin her down and like throw the scissors away. I'm hoping the cop will do most of it, and we're just like leg, and then arm.
Okay.
Yeah, the first man. My character would know that the first man going in the door is probably gonna take the most, like has the most chance of getting.
Let's let the man who's designed to serve and protect.
Okay.
I'm waiting for him to open the door. Unless somebody else is gonna go in first. I'm waiting. I'm a scientist. I'm not built for this shit.
All right. So he goes ahead and he opens the door. He's got his pepper spray in one hand, in the other hand. And And since you guys hadn't been paying attention to what's going on in the room, when he opens the door, you can't see the nurse. You're standing in this open doorway. He's standing in the open doorway. He hasn't gone in yet. He's just...
So it's a door.
He pulls the door shut.
Get a
Do
visual
we
on
see
her.
the nurse again?
You guys are peering around the room. You see the body of the person who was in the bed just, bleeding out. You don't see the nurse. And there are some places where she could be hiding in this room. There is a bathroom. There's a wardrobe that she could be hiding on the other side of. She could be directly under the door. There are blind spots, and there's no light in this room right now.
Does it open in or out?
The door swings in.
Okay, so if she's down low, we're gonna hit her with the door then.
True.
Let's I'm looking at the cop and I'm like, officer, swing the door open. I will go directly right, and then you swing the door the rest of the... Well, does the door swinging, the hinges are on the left side of us, I'm assuming, and so when it swings open, the first open spot would be to the right.
Yes.
Okay.
I had to...
So-
Does your cell
I'll
phone
tell
have a
her
light
that.
on it?
I've got a light on me.
Okay.
Officer, go directly into the right, and I'll swing the door the rest of the way open, checking the left.
Okay. He's gonna undo it. He takes his nightstick off and he hands it over to you. So you have a
Okay.
little something to protect yourself with, since you're going into the room.
What was Jackson's profession again?
I work for the ATF.
Okay.
Alcohol, fire, tobacco, and firearms.
Yep.
Ah, okay. So you're kind of a trained individual too. All right. So I'm not too concerned about any of you. I'm concerned about me.
If you could just hopefully pay attention and call out what you see.
All right.
Yep.
We'll see I'll see what I see.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
And he swings the door open and he does exactly what you say. He goes to his side and you go to yours.
Okay.
And you can hear... oh, go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do I hear? What do I see?
So you hear kind of like a wet sound, like a wet thudding sound. And it's coming from around the corner in the bathroom. What thud and kind of like crinkling paper, almost.
And is the bathroom by me?
Yeah, the bathroom is just going to be
Or
straight off to your side, like a couple steps in and to the right. And the door is open.
I'm gonna... Okay. No light on?
The light is on in the bathroom.
Okay. I'm going to notify the cop this way. Over here.
So he starts walking over with you, and you guys get a good view of the room. And this nurse is just kind of doing the bobbing bird thing, just smacking her head into the mirror.
God. Okay.
Totally not paying attention to you at this point.
So I guess I'm the closest one. I wanna walk up quietly and try to take her down quickly.
Okay.
So you want a stealth check?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll
figured.
wrap that all into this one.
This one check?
Yeah.
Okay. I should be able to pass this one. Unless I roll bad. Of course.
You rolled bad. You rolled bad.
I have a 70 in that.
Oh my
Oh!
god.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a critical fail?
No, it's not. A critical fail would be 100, or
Yep.
anytime the dice match when they go into failure territory. So if that was a 99 or an 88,
Yeah.
Okay.
so damn near close a
I
critical
shouldn't
fail.
have said anything. I know.
All right, well, let's just have a little fun with this one anyway. So you go to do the stealth takedown, and your jitters from the earlier scare just kind of got the better of you, and you reach out and grab her on the shoulder and spin her instead of taking her down.
Mhm.
And like you could just see this mirror embedded all in her, and she just kind of shrieks and just falls down in a heap. I kind of want to do another sanity check for that, but I kind of don't.
That makes sense. It makes sense either way.
Like
Would it be just for him
it would
or
just
all
be
of
for
us?
it would just be for him in this situation, because that's kind of a jump scare moment. All right,
Yeah.
how about this?
Okay.
It won't lose you sanity, but it'll
Okay.
it'll show how freaked out you are.
Okay.
So yeah, let's go do that.
I passed.
Pass. Okay, so this
Okay.
time you don't freak out.
All right. Get the doctors in here, and let's go check the other guy.
The other guy.
The
Officer,
dead guy.
Can you handcuff her just to make sure she doesn't get up and do anything?
He nudges her with his boot, and he's like, she's dead. But okay. He takes out his last pair of handcuffs, and he latches her to the sink.
Okay.
You said you check on the other guy?
Yeah, we should go check on the other person.
The one that was in the bed that was initially stabbed.
Yeah.
Obviously deceased. His eyes have been removed, and he's got that wound going into his ear. That was probably the fatal wound.
What the fuck is going on here?
I don't know. This is
this is crazy.
She had to be on drugs, right? Like that's a drug. That's drugs.
She was smoking some bath salts.
Something. Oh. Fuck. We're probably gonna have to give a report on this, aren't we? Or account for your report, aren't we?
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of paperwork for this.
looks like we may not be out of here as soon as we thought.
I mean,
We
what else are
don't
we going
even-
to do while we wait for the bus? Right. We don't even know when the next bus is coming.
No, we could be here for days. We're in the middle of nowhere, and we got on the bus in Georgia.
Yeah.
Crap. All right. I assume we should leave the crime scene to the crime guy and just back out. Let the cop do his thing.
Should we go
I assume
wait
the
out?
nurse and the doctor get here at this point.
Yep, the nurse and the doctor were in the hallway. So they come in and she stops like by the door and just has her back turned. She's got her hands in front of her face. I'm not going in there.
I would.
The doctor goes over and he checks
I
both patients, both the patient and the other nurse, and he's like, they are quite dead.
I'm gonna talk to that nurse when I get out there with her.
Okay.
Just like try to calm her down and like try to see like what exactly she saw.
Okay.
Like, hey, I know this is traumatic. Like, what did you see? What actually happened in there? Like, seems weird. Did you know if she was like on drugs or anything? Or
No, everything was fine. Her name's Carla. She's always just in such a good mood. She's one who trained me here. I was just doing the bed checks on the last of the patients that were that we have here, in the wing and the one upstairs.
hmm.
This is just the first room I got to, and she should have been checking
Where
with the rest of you out in the waiting room.
we never saw her.
No, you did not.
No, I assume that. So that Sam says that.
Yeah.
We never saw her. You said there's a patient upstairs. Do you think maybe
we have a
you
few
should go
patients.
check on him?
Well, we had a few patients left. We're shutting down next week
Yeah,
with the last of the patients here. Mostly non-critical cases.
All right. Well, do you need anything? Need a glass of water? A hug? Anything?
I'm gonna go sit down, and she goes back to the nurse's station, up at the front, by the waiting room. And you hear that steam horn go off again. 3 short blasts.
All right. I think we need to go see what that is. Like, that's driving me nuts. They say that the mine is closed. Like, I'm talking to the two of you now. Like, I think we should go at least see. Maybe there's a show or something. You never know. We're gonna be here a while. The officer will come find us if he needs us.
I don't have anything better to do.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. You guys make your way through the hallway back to the waiting room. You go into you walk out the doors, and you immediately notice, the red and blue lights aren't there anymore as you're approaching the door. Like, they were flashing when he showed up, and they were flashing when you went into the hallway. As you're making way to the door, they're not flashing anymore.
Is the car still there?
All right, so you open up the door. The car's there, but not where it makes sense for it to be, and the lights are turned off. Now it's moved clear across the parking lot, like probably a couple 100 feet away from the door, parked over in a dark area with the lights off.
He had to have had a partner. That's the only rational explanation, right, guys? There had to be two of them. Like, the other guy was radio in or something, and he's parked and gone in the back door as we were coming out. He's going to be in there when we get back, right?
Throw another alertness.
It's possible.
Alertness. I'm not good at those, but I will attempt.
Not me.
No.
Nope.
Oh, God, nobody gets it. Okay, keep talking.
Like, gotta be, right? Like, a car just can't move itself. Like there's no way. There's too much crazy for. There's got to be rational explanation to that.
I mean, I mean, you're right. It's probably what happened.
While you're having this conversation, it's one of you looks up and is looking around, and you're noticing now that there's a bunch of people that have kind of just appeared while you were all conversating with each other, and they're kind of like standing around the edges of the parking lot in a semicircle, and they're all wearing practically the same clothes, which is the flannels with the jeans, the boots. They got the hats on and the light, the little miner's light, and that's enough to block out any of their facial features. But there's probably a good 30 or 40 of them out there in a semicircle.
Are they looking at us?
The lights are pointed at you. None of them are moving, though.
I'm gonna pull out my phone to see if I have service now.
No service.
Damn it.
3 more blasts of that horn go off, and you see a couple more people kind of like come out of the woods or the shadowed areas. You know, just the places just outside of visual range, and join that crowd of people. And they all wear kind of like, they're not identical. Like some of the clothes, some of the shirts are blue, some of them are red, but they're all pretty uniform as like miners' outfits.
With my history skill, can I roll a history check to like see if the like to try to get an idea of if these are clothing that would have been from our time period or if they're older?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I'm scanning my mind. I know a lot about history and
Well,
all this, and I'm just scanning. I'm like this.
So before you roll, because
What?
before you roll, Delta Green doesn't always have you roll. It depends on you know, degree, if there's a chance of failure, but also it depends on how good your score is. Sometimes you just know, like your score is high enough to just know things. What is your history?
I have a 60.
We'll have you roll this time because it's like a little bit better than half.
I got a 4.
You got a 4. You succeeded
know.
really well. Yeah, so these are slightly old-timey outfits, and you could tell by the miners' lamps that are on their heads. Those are not modern mining helmets.
I'm rolling a sanity check right now.
Okay.
I don't care if you call for it. I'm rolling it because I'm a little freaked because these are old timey stuff. There's a lot of people here, more than should be here. Even if there was like a show or what do they call it? A reenactment. Like to me, this is not normal. Something's off here. 81 on a 60. I don't know if I'm taking any sanity loss, but I'm freaking the fuck out.
We'll do it as a 0d4 because that's one of the lower one. Actually, yeah, 0d4. I like the 0d4. Since you failed,
0.
you roll a d4.
Oh, okay. So just a D4.
Just a d4.
Doop-a-doop-doop. I lose 2 sanity, which puts me to 58. As I scan that, Sam just like backs up and he's like, his hands are up and you're just seeing him like, there's too many people. Those outfits are ancient, though. Those aren't normal. Those are old. Something's not right here, guys. This is not normal. We're in over. I'm going back inside.
Wait.
I suggest you two do the same.
Wait.
What? What?
No, it's got to make sense. There's something. People are messing with us or something. I'm gonna go inside and try to find a nurse.
Sam's inside.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna
So,
I'm gonna back up and you know keep my eyes on them since he's so freaked out about them as we make our way back in.
Okay.
Just gonna back up watching them.
uh,
They do not
I
advance.
assume they have. Okay.
You assume what?
I assume there's a water jug inside, like the little reception area.
Yeah, like the 5-gallon water thing, the water cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam is just getting a drink, just like, freaking out.
Do I find any nurses or anything that I can talk to? A receptionist, something?
Yeah, there's you're down to 3 nurses in total now, since the one is a corpse handcuffed in a bathroom.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's the there's like a reenactment or something going on. Have people been staying local for something? I mean,
No. We don't do reenactments here. Like she kind of has like that she kind of laughed a little like that's a silly question. Almost like, kind of that
Yeah.
behavior.
do people play practical jokes or something here?
No. Like we get a couple teenagers every once in a while to go cow tipping. Maybe go out and bust up a few mailboxes, but pretty sleepy town.
The mine shut down. Was there anything that happened there?
I mean, that mine was open since that was what started the town. I'm sure lots of things happened. God, there's a lot of stories about that old mine actually, but like, what's going on?
There's bunches of people dressed as old miners outside.
She gets this kind of like puzzled look on her face. She gets up and starts walking around the reception desk and heading out the door. Like she's heading over to go out the door. She's like, what are you talking about? People dressed up like miners. And opens up the door, steps out, and she's like, huh. Hey, Dell, is that you? Come on, guys, you're scaring the people that are in here. And she just walking toward the group, and her voice kind of trails. Okay.
I'm gonna follow her.
As she starts getting closer, these miners, they advance inward. Just a couple of them at a time.
I'm gonna grab her shoulder and say, "We need to go back inside."
She gets kind of like puzzled and follows with you. You kind of have her by the shoulder. She's like, what's...
There's something not right about this, and I just don't think we're safe out here.
Now, those 4 or 5 that were advancing, they stop as you start bringing her closer to the door. They don't go backwards. They stay right where they were.
As they're outside, I'm going to the room with the police officer and just gonna poke my head in and be like, dude, where's your partner?
Accident scene still? Probably. We don't ride together. We got 3 cops in town.
No. You have a partner. Why is everybody fucking with me right now? Your car, the lights are off and it's parked.
No, it's...
So, where's your partner?
I left the car right outside the door.
It's not outside the door anymore. The lights are off and it's parked, and the parking lot is full of surrounded by 40 miners. Not young people, mining people with helmets and shirts and pants. And what is going on in this town, dude?
So he's gonna he's gonna kind of like shove past you, not rudely, but like, let me go see what's going on here. And he just marches
I'm following him.
right out the
You would
door.
see you would see us. He'd probably come back as we were coming in.
Hey, yeah, I assume him and I hit the door as the two of them are
Okay.
coming back through the door.
So you do this kind of like, past each other thing.
Be careful.
He kind of just waves you off a little bit, like, don't tell me what to do. I'm the law here. Like, he's, Sheriff Officer Barbrady, like, respect my authority. And, and he heads out the door.
Move along, nothing to see here.
Yeah, and he kind of gets that attitude. Like, he looks out and he's like, he sees all these people and he's like, the hell are you people doing out here? Which one of you people moved my car? That's a felony. And he starts walking toward his car. And this group, like a couple of them break off and they start moving in on him. And who is that? Turn those lights off. I can't see anything. And then one of them, like, you can't really explain it other than you couldn't see it because it's dark. Goes ahead and he swings a miner's pick at him.
Oh shit!
And it just kind of like plugs into his arm. And he falls backwards and he manages to get off a few shots with his revolver. Plow, 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 3 shots. And that one miner falls over. And he's kind of does this kickback. And while he's kicking back to like go back towards you, a few more of the miners are advancing in on his position.
I want to run out and try to help him.
Okay.
I want to grab my cell phone and turn on the light on it and flash it toward him.
Mm-hmm.
And see if I can see anyone's face in case I have to, pick somebody out of a lineup.
Okay. I think I like your criminology for that particular bit, because you're going to be using your criminal investigative skills to discern faces in the heat of the moment. And as far as helping this guy, I think we'll just go ahead and just allow that without a roll, but we'll do the criminology to pick anything up.
Okay.
So go ahead, give me that check.
Sweet. Huh. A 1, and I have a 70% chance.
That is a critical success. You succeed the best way you possibly can. So it's like doubly successful. With that, what you can notice is actually quite disturbing, and you honestly wish that you didn't see what you did. So go ahead and roll me a sanity check at 1/D6.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, you failed. Right?
I did.
And what was
For
that?
6
Oh.
points.
Okay, so you lose 6
He
points of
lost
sanity.
6.
That's big. But you gain a really good bit of information out of that as well. The light from your phone's flashlight is able to illuminate the face of one of these guys as you grab this officer by his other arm, not the one that's plugged up with the miner's pick, but the other one, and you're pulling him up. You shine your light on this guy's face, and it is a desiccated face, and he's missing. His eyes are actually missing from the corpse, but he appears to be a walking corpse. You are able to pull the sheriff back, by the way. So what's going on here?
Okay. I'm going to try to pull him back and drag him up so that he can walk with us backwards.
You.
So
Oh, sorry.
I'm not I can't think, so I'm freaking out. It's like, come on. And like I try to get him to stand up,
Oh.
and I start pulling him backwards and dragging him to the door, making sure that they're not following us.
At a certain
And I'm
point,
screaming, "Help! Somebody come help!"
I'm gonna try to head out and try to help him
okay,
bring the officer in.
and everybody throw
But
another
I'm
alert.
keeping an eye on how they're.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I'm keeping an eye on them though.
Okay, so no alertness roll needed then. You notice when he gets the officer beyond a certain point backwards, close to the hospital, they stop advancing. They don't back off, but they stay where they are.
They don't like us going out there.
As soon as the two of them get through the door threshold with the police officer, I'm locking the door. Like, straight locked.
And at this point, you do have some concerned bus passengers that are like, what the hell's going on here?
Nothing, nothing to worry about right now. We've seen a wild animal out there, and we think it's better if we close the doors because we're afraid something might happen. So we're trying to take care of it right now.
I'm gonna make sure that his arm has got a bandage, or get a nurse to get his arm fixed up or something.
Yeah, so you get him over. One of the nurses is like, what the? It's the one that saw everything in the other room. She's like, what happened? Here. And like she helps him into one of the back over by the reception area, just beyond the curtain. They start cleaning out the wound and bandaging it up.
I have a question. So seeing the walking corpses a little better, do the guy that was brought in by the police officer, did he look similar?
He had the same type of clothes, but he didn't look like a corpse. Like, and by same type of clothes, I mean that loosely, like flannels, jeans, work boots.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I will say isn't all that uncommon for the area that you're in.
Yeah. And the wound, was it kind of like what the police officer had?
To the best of your able to be seen when he was coming in, he was covered in a bunch of blood, but it looked like he just had a head wound, like something hit him in the head.
Okay. I think I'm gonna try to kind of meander my way back there, acting like nothing's going on. Just try to find that guy and talk to him.
Okay. You're not going to need to roll anything. There's a lot of chaos going on at the moment. You got 3 nurses that are, finishing up what they can with the people in the waiting room, and you have the one who's taking care of the police officer, and then the doctor is, who the hell knows? Doctor's gone. Nobody's seen him for a little bit since the issue in the one room. But you make your way down to the procedure room, and you can see through the window of that room door, the guy is kind of just laying on the bed.
Does he seem kind of conscious, unconscious?
It's, his back's to you. He's laying in the bed on his side. His other arms handcuffed to the bed rail.
I'm gonna go ahead and kind of tap on the door and just see if he moves.
You tap on the door. gets a little bit of a stir, but more like a sleeping person.
Okay. Do I? Yeah, I don't know, because I can't see much through the door. Um,
Oh, you can definitely see
I'm gonna go-
you can definitely see him laying on the bed and just kind of
yeah,
sleeping.
trying to get comfortable with the
Yeah.
handcuffed on as much as you can.
Yep. Which, by the way, is a pain in the ass to get comfortable when you're handcuffed to a bed.
Yeah.
Well, he's doing that. I'm gonna go up to Jackson and be like, "What the hell did you see out there, man? What the hell was? What the hell?"
It's crazy. It was it can't be right. It looked like a corpse, like someone was dressed up for Halloween or something like that. But that's what it looked like when I flashed the light into its face.
Like, like a zombie? A
Maybe
zombie? Like skeleton? Like that?
like a
That type of
corpse
thing?
that had, yes, like a, it was missing an eye. It was rotting.
Uh, Eric,
Yes.
I have a cult at 40%. Can I roll to like see if I can go through my Rolodex of like a cult? Because like the science that I'm in is archaeology and paleontology.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have studied a little bit of that just passingly. That's why it's a 40%. Can I like roll to see if I can go through my Rolodex and get an idea of like maybe I know something about this
Well,
or have read something?
with your background and your score in the occult, I'll say you just automatically know stuff about the Haitian zombie myths and how it's actually done down there, because there is some truth to those myths. Those pop to your head right
Yes.
away. Um,
Okay.
Where the toxin from the blowfish and that being used on people, that's that to be a fact. Your character knows that to be a fact, and it does get linked to the zombie myth that automatically comes to your brain.
Okay. But
Anything
these guys have been
else?
dead for a long time.
Yeah, everything else hits the folklore sector of your brain. You're like, there's tons of folklore about this stuff, though.
All right. Well, what do we do? Like, maybe we try to find one of those payphones and call for help?
All I know is the further you go out, they rush you.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the nurse's desk and see if there's a phone.
There is a phone.
I'm gonna pick it up and see if it's working.
Dead air.
Shit. They don't even have phones in this hospital. He's just gonna throw the phone. They don't even have phones in this hospital.
Nurse
Do
goes,
you have
no,
to dial out or anything?
Nurse goes, no, we should have a phone. And she goes over, she picks it up. She's hitting the little button on the receiver. This building's ancient. Things always break, and nobody's been fixing anything because they're shutting it down anyway.
Well, then how are we? No cell phones are working. We've got an army of who knows what outside. What are we gonna do? I saw the police's gun. It's a 6-shooter. It's not gonna be helpful.
It's got 3 shots left.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that. I just saw a 6-shooter.
Okay, I was gonna say you did hear the 3 gunshots. Whoever was out there.
Yeah, that was.
Oh.
Okay. I didn't
Well,
know
I'm
if you
sure
guys
that
were
maybe
still outside.
everybody inside, maybe everybody inside heard it too. I mean,
I'm
weren't
gonna
too far
say
from the door?
Sam didn't because he was just trying to process everything. So what like, he's gonna look back to Jax like, what do we do? We can't tell everybody in the lobby or we're gonna incite a panic. What uh, uh,
It's dark now, isn't it?
Yes, it is dark now.
Okay. Maybe if we can just make it till morning. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the light will draw them away, or I don't know. Maybe
maybe?
maybe we can run for the cop car once that happens. Once we get some light or something on them.
All right. All right. So we just weather the storm for the night.
I mean, I say we sort of keep an eye out for them, and I mean we can see them from here, right?
Yeah.
Like if you look out the door, you can see them. So
I mean, I guess we take turns watching or something, and if they start to move in, then we move upstairs or something and blockade doors, and you know to keep them from coming and getting us.
I'm that it could work. I guess that's what we do. Where's the other guy? This point, I realized that Howard's character is missing.
Mark.
Mark. Where's Mark?
Mark's gonna
Damn it.
be opening the door and heading into the room right now.
Okay. You head on into the
Sir?
room.
Sir, I have some questions.
He stirs and like moves over, rolls over, and sits up. And what? Who are you?
I'm somebody just doing research on the hospital. I wanted to know, like, how often, like, do you come into this place? Like, is this these seems like extreme circumstances for you, but I'm just doing an audit before the hospital closes down.
No, this is the first time I've been here.
Can I ask what happened?
Um, I just honestly, I don't really remember. I was
You don't remember, but you're handcuffed to the bed, so something had to happen.
So while you're doing this, having this conversation, the cop limps his way down the hall, like holding his shoulder bandaged up, and he's like, "He's our local meth head. Picked him up trying to steal some copper out of an old farmhouse that's been abandoned. Isn't that right? Shut up."
And he just happened to pick up these clothes, I'm sure, somewhere.
Oh no, that's something else we need to talk to him about entirely. The lump on his head, though, that's all me.
That makes sense.
He tried
What
fighting
about the
back.
clothes, though?
Yeah, why don't we? That's why he's handcuffed to the bed. It's way too much for just his head, and he had that. He was covered in that before I picked him up.
Yeah. So what happened?
Do you have human int?
I believe I do.
Because that's kind of like your interrogation skill, like human intelligence type thing.
Yep, I have it.
Go ahead and throw it.
It's a 50% though.
Hit and miss.
Miss. Almost.
Almost. How close is almost?
Well, no, it rolled over. It was gonna go below it, and then it rolled and went above it.
Oh. So you can definitely tell that he's. So while you're questioning him, and the cop says something along the lines that brings up that farmhouse again. And he mentions that it, the old God, I need a last name. Stevenson
Mhm.
farmhouse. Which kind of like hits your brain a little bit. You're like, "Old Stevenson. Wasn't the last name of the doctor?" Like, that kind of like comes to mind that, doctor's last name was Stevenson. Old Stevenson
Hmm.
farmhouse. And he was talking about how he was trying to steal the copper there, but he noticed that the guy was covered in some blood while he was running. And when he tried to get him to come over, he ended up tackling him and popping him in the squad car and taking him in.
So Stevenson, that's the last name of the doctor? Is there relation there?
The cop goes, "Yeah, it's an old family farmhouse of theirs. Nobody's been there for, God, lived in it for years. Thing's been shut down, abandoned. He moved into a different house in town. That was his parents' place, and he just never really sold it. Just kind of keeps it."
The family have any connection to anything else?
Family's been in town as long as any other family. Um, he's the first one to become a doctor. His dad was the miner. His mother was she worked on the farm. Uh, One of his only son was a miner as well. Died in the mines in an accident, cave in. Um, but yeah, whole family's been in town since forever. Stevenson's kind of a fixture here.
But they had people that died in cave-in.
Yeah, his son died in a cave in a couple years before the mine shut down.
Yeah, that's um, that's interesting. Um, uh, yeah, I think that's everything that I have. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm gonna go walk over and find the other guys.
Oh. Uh, Mark,
Yeah.
we're we're thinking. I don't know. We'll talk to the cop, but we're thinking we might. They seem to have only came when it got dark. So maybe if we just barricade the door, keep an eye out, and if as long as they don't advance, maybe they'll go away in the morning.
Maybe. But what are we thinking they are?
I'm gonna point to Jackson.
It was a corpse. It was a walking corpse.
Interesting. Um, they all appear to be miners, and I happen to find out that the guy that was brought in, he was over at the old Stevenson ranch or farm, stealing stuff. He's the local meth head, but it's the same as the doctor, and their family has been in town for years and generations, and they were miners, and one of the sons died in the mines before the mines closed down.
Was it one
It's
of
closed. Go ahead.
was it one of the doctor's sons?
No, it was one of the family sons, the
Oh,
the doctor's parents. Um,
okay.
Ugh.
I'm wondering though if he took something from there that made them arise, come this way.
Thank you for
What?
finishing a sentence.
How does that happen? What would he? What would he have?
I don't have any explanations. I mean, corpses are walking around. Do you think that this is like normal for me?
I don't think this is normal for anyone. I wonder what the
Oh,
doctor knows about his family farm.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
mean, we
that's
could go
some.
talk to the doctor.
Well, we're waiting inside for now because we have no better plans but to sit around until morning.
All right, let's go talk to the doctor and see what he could know. Gonna go find the doctor
He's not in the emergency
with the
department.
two of you, I assume. Find the nearest nurse. Hey, nurse, we need to see the doctor.
She looks up and around, and I haven't seen him since. And it's the nurse that was in the room with you during the first incident. She's like, I haven't seen him since we were at the room with Carol, who's the other nurse, or Carla. Carla, there we go.
Carla.
Remember his C name.
How big is this hospital?
It's not big. It's got north and east. It's got like basically the compass point ring wings, a north wing, a south wing, an east wing, and north, south, east, west,
And a second floor.
and a second floor on the ED department.
All right. Why don't one of us go upstairs and see if he's upstairs? And then the other two of us will search the rest of the hospital, see if we can find the guy. Or do we all want to go together? Like, what do we want to do?
I guess we can split up. I can head upstairs.
Okay.
All right. Me and you, Jackson, lead the way.
The first place I want to go is back to the room where all of that shit went down
Okay.
and see if he's in there because that's crazy room number 1.
Crazy room number 1. There is actually nobody in here. And I do mean nobody. There's a
No
bloody
corpses, no nothing.
no corpses, no nothing. There's a bloody bed, and the handcuffs are missing from the sink. Looks like the pipe has been disconnected, and there's just a smudge of blood on the floor.
This isn't good.
The fuck is going on here, man?
Something's not right with this bullshit. We need to be extra fucking careful.
I all right. Yeah, let's start look
is
for the
there any-
doctor.
Is there any blood trails or anything coming out this door?
They go up to the door, and then it looks like it stops at the door area for the blood trails. And it's not even. It's more of just like it's like faint footsteps, and it's like it stops.
Like maybe someone put him on a gurney?
Maybe
Mm.
that could be. That makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
I mean, making sense has not been our strong suit today. So maybe they have a morgue here. Like, let's go ask the nurse real quick. Maybe they got a morgue.
Possibly, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna head back to the nurse Like, nurse, sorry, bug you again. Do y'all have a morgue here?
No, oh yeah, absolutely. Every hospital has a morgue. Um, it'd be downstairs, in the basement.
Were those bodies moved to the morgue?
Not that I'm aware of. We've been pretty busy here. I didn't
Well,
move
they
them.
ain't in there.
She gets
Yeah,
kind
they're
of
no
like
longer in that room.
huh. That's concerning. Sue, did you move the things? Not wanting to panic the rest of the bus passengers. Um, no. Maybe Dr. Stevenson did? She's like, you expect me to believe that 60-year-old man lifted anything and moved? No. We didn't. And I'm going to pause here.
All right.
But you think about that. I'm going to move over
Yeah.
to Howard. You headed upstairs or to a different wing?
I headed upstairs.
Okay. So this is the historic God, did I even name this town? I don't think I did.
No.
It's the
Podunk
historic
nowhere.
Chesterville.
Chesterville wing. There we go. And this is, you can tell this is where they put people for long-term care. But they wanted to have, easy access to the the emergency room area. Also had where they perform surgeries, their surgery theater. So this is where they would put people for recovery from surgery, who'd be spending a bit of time in the hospital. And it's got like old pictures of the town on the walls. And it's got a little sitting area for, anybody who's coming to visit patients, who just want to take some time out of the room. And there's books, there's a TV, magazines, all that stuff. And there's probably about a half a dozen rooms, pretty close by. Let's see, there's probably, how many rooms will be in this wing? Probably 20 total rooms, 10 on each side of the hallway.
Okay. I just want to clear the rooms, check to see.
So you go into the first room. Nobody here. Go into the second room. Nobody. You're kind of wondering if anybody is here, but you hear a TV. You hear like a static of a TV, like just that sound. Mm-hmm. And you go ahead and you open up this next room, and you are met with like a similar sight as downstairs. This is another patient who's been murdered, in their bed. TV's playing static.
But I'm not in the room yet, right?
No, you see it when you get to the door. All the doors are open, or they got the windows that you can see through.
I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna pull out my my flashlight.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna peer into the room. I'm pulling out the flashlight, but it's not on yet. I want to kind of peer into the room and try to see if I can see anything.
Just this is more of an open floor plan. It's just got like that little bit of a hallway. Like it's just open. Like you could see the entire room, except for the bathroom that's there. There's nothing in here. A couple chairs, the bed, and a TV on one of the wall hangers.
And I was searching left, right doors, or was I searching all down one side?
Your call. It doesn't matter. Quantum Ogre.
I want to be searching left, right.
Okay.
And so like I would clear one room and then clear the other. And then so I've seen this room and I know that there's nothing in here really.
Mm-hmm.
I want to check the one on the other side and just like not really go in, but just kind of like look and peer and just keep doing that all the way up the hall.
So you notice that most of the rooms are empty, but there's three rooms in total, where the patient has been murdered in their bed, and they all seem to have a different set of wounds where they have the most traumatic injuries.
Okay, but I don't run into anybody living.
No.
Okay. So, but I take note of like where the wounds are and stuff.
You can
and
see
I'm gonna
pretty
not
clearly.
touch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Through the door
but I'm not
window,
gonna.
you can see where the most injury has been done.
Okay, and then I'm gonna not touch anything, obviously, because
Mhm.
those are crime scenes, and I'm gonna go ahead and head back down to try to meet up. Maybe before they search another wing, because I'm assuming you have the entrance, like
Mhm.
where the lobby where we all were, and then all the wings are off of
Yeah.
all of that. So I'll head back down there and hope to catch them when they're checking something else.
Um.
And if I see the police officer, I want to notify him.
Okay. So the police officer will be with them. I guess they're right where you were last time, talking with the receptionist, or the nurse that's functioning as such. I should say the screamy one, from the original Room of Gore. And you guys are
Yeah.
all back together as a group.
Um, I found 3 more bodies upstairs. All with varying injuries. I don't. Seems very
The
weird.
the two bodies from the room earlier are gone, just disappeared. Like there's blood and stuff in the room still, but once the door opens, the any sign of footsteps or anything are gone.
Well, we're missing the 2 bodies, and then so far we're missing the doctor. So
Yep.
Yeah.
possibly upstairs.
Well, you went upstairs, right?
Yes, there's 3 bodies up there, but I didn't go in the rooms. I'm not really
Uh,
supposed to be going into the rooms without maybe a police officer.
what's
I
the
mean,
police officer saying?
He's
he's getting patched up, right?
yeah, he's getting patched up, and he's. Do you at any point in time notify anybody that you're ATF? Do you flash the badge, so to speak?
Um, I have not. Um,
Okay. Um,
I can I can go up and talk to him. I mean, and you know, have the four of us have a conversation with the nurse, privately, and inform them that
it's all up to you, man.
who I am.
I didn't know if you disclosed if you were, because you are technically law enforcement. I don't know if you've disclosed. I was just
Right.
curious if you disclosed it or not. Oh,
No, I hadn't yet.
okay.
It kind of hadn't come up. Um, but thinking about it, it probably is about time. That we that I let people know. So I was like, let's go talk to the police officer and the nurse, um, so that they know who I am and what's going on. Um, Take them to a private place. Um, Let them know what we found so far, and that we're going to investigate.
Okay.
And I let them know that I'm with the ATF, and I show them my badge.
And the cops like, and you couldn't have said we had a Fed here earlier.
Uh, what would it have changed?
Do you have your service weapon with you?
I don't.
Look, it's got 3 shots left.
Because it was
Take this with you if you're going up there to investigate.
okay. Yeah, because it was all on the bus. It was in my bag on the bus because I'm not carrying on a bus.
Okay.
Um, so actually, we wanted to go in and check the morgue first, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've informed him too that the bodies are upstairs.
Okay.
Yep.
So you guys get directions to the morgue. Hey, there's no elevator. You take the elevator down to the basement level, and that's
I was
where
gonna
that
say
is.
there better be an elevator if you're
Yeah.
carrying dead bodies down
Right?
there.
Now they're firing. They're doing it over their shoulder.
Shoulder, yeah.
Body bag. So it's the basement levels. The morgue's in the basement level. Just a straight shot from the elevator. You guys head over, push the button on the elevator, head on down. Crappy elevator music's playing. Doesn't take you long to get down there. Doors open up, and this is like your classic horror movie scene. Flashing lights, like the overhead fluorescents are kind of doing the click click,
The flickering.
flickering. Like, damn, they haven't even replaced light bulbs. And you do hear a bit of an old, old, I don't want to say classical music, but like old 1940s violinish type music coming from down the hallway. Like something you would, expect to hear in like the 40s, 50s. Back when this town was probably popping and being like, as prosperous as it could ever be.
Right.
Making your way down the hallway, you get to the big swingy doors, and they got the big circle windows on them, so you can see in. And on a surgical bed in the middle of the room, there is an old, desiccated body. Like this thing looks like it's been in the ground for a while. It's got some advanced decomposition going. On the other tables, you see the bodies from the room upstairs, and you also see on some of the trays, like surgical trays. At least Mark would recognize this as organs from the bodies upstairs. They correspond to wounded areas. And the doctor is
Could I tell that with biology too?
absolutely. What's your biology rating?
50.
Oh, yeah, 50-50. If Mark told you
Yep.
where the wounds are, easy peasy.
Okay. Gotcha.
You don't need to be a rocket surgeon to understand where eyes come from and where a heart is and all that.
Right.
And you see the doctor as well, and he's got some wounds on his face. He's got his gloves off, and his hands have some wounds too. It's like he had peeled off bits of his skin. And he's placing these organs into the body that's in the middle, the decomposed body in the middle. And he's muttering something as he's doing it. He's talking to this body. Like he's got some familiarity with it.
Is it a different language or?
Nope, it's English. It's a little bit hard to make out at times, but he's probably an alertness.
I ain't gonna get that, but we'll try it.
Or
Everybody?
or how about this?
Nope.
What about power? POW percentage.
Oh, I have power. I still fail with a 94 on a PAL.
Oh.
Oh, 65.
God, my VTT is going really slow today. 15. Oh, you definitely hear. 46.
I got a 34.
34.
I got a 34, and my alertness I think is better. Yeah, my alertness is 60. So
Okay. So you two can make it out quite clearly. He's talking to this corpse as if it's his son. And he's saying, only a little bit longer now. Just needed the parts. And we had them all, and didn't want to do this so soon. Wanted to wait till we had proper ones and was able to make sure, but I know these ones should work. Might have to replace them sooner than we'd like, but they'll get you up and moving. And Sam, throw me in a your cult's what? 40?
40, yep.
You don't know anything about these symbols, but you do see symbols on the walls.
Am I rolling?
You can roll to see if you know anything specific about them.
I sure do. I got a 30 on a 40.
Okay. You can't translate them directly, but you know that they're Sumerian in nature. So you can't get a full translation, but they're definitely Sumerian. You can pick out a word here and there. 2 words that you can definitely pick out are goat, woman.
I'm just going to whisper to the 2 of them. Guys, those are Sumerian symbols. This dude's doing some shady shit. It's like voodoo or hoodoo or something like that. Like, we gotta stop this guy. He's killing people.
Great Frankenstein shit going on.
Yeah, probably. Like, I'm looking directly at Jackson. I'm like, what do we do, man? You're in charge.
I'm gonna walk up behind the doctor
Mm-hmm.
and be about 10 foot away, hold the gun out, and tell him to stop.
Okay. I definitely want a stealth roll for that. If you're trying to do
Okay.
it stealthily.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna. I mean, I don't necessarily need to do it stealthily. I just, gonna walk up behind him
Okay.
and tell him to stop.
So when you swing the door
Yeah.
open, if you're not doing it stealthily, it's going to go one of 2 ways now. So are you going stealth or are you going not stealth?
I'm not going stealth.
Okay. So you go ahead and you swing the door open, and he's just placing the heart into the chest cavity. And he looks up and he's like, you shouldn't be here. The rebirthing process it can't have observers from non-believers. You need to go.
You need to come with us and answer some questions.
That's not going to happen. Not until I have completed what my work here and brought my son back. The goat mother will provide. And he reaches back over on the specimen table and he grabs the eyes and he's pushing them into the corpse. He's undeterred by your presence. Stay if you will, but you will be sucked in. You will become part of the great goat mother herself, she who brings life to the world and nurtures all.
This point, Sam is just yelling, "Shoot his ass!"
I'm going to do one better.
Yes.
I was going to shoot into his son's body, like try to hit the head.
All right. Roll me a firearms. I also want to do a sanity check here too. For all this because this is pretty gnarly.
This is pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh, I failed.
I just shot randomly into the room.
Yeah, you did.
And now let me roll my.
I failed my sanity.
Yeah, everybody's gonna take a
Me
D6
too.
on this.
I did too.
Oh no.
One though. I only lost 1 point as opposed to 6.
Oh, not too bad.
Not too bad. I mean, that'll probably explain why you missed your shot. You flinched. And he looks up at you and he's like, he has this crazed look in his eyes now. And he's like, if you're going to be a problem, I'm going to need to remove you, and advances at you with the scalpel. The way initiative works in this game is really easy. It just goes highest dexterity to lowest. And this guy's got like a 9 because he's a 60-year-old man.
10.
Oh, I beat him with my 10.
Like, he is a
I
doddering
got a
old
13.
fool. So you are all going to go first.
Did I ever
I'm
give
going
that?
to.
Oh. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you do have the
who's
nightstick
got
still.
higher than a 10?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. You still have the nightstick.
Okay. And I'm going first?
I believe so.
Um,
And it doesn't need to be a
I'm
combat
going
action. It
to-
can be anything you want to do.
I'm going to just pull out the nightstick, and especially because I don't have a gun,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, I'm just going to be ready to kind of back him up in case, because he's only got 3 shots. Well, he's only got 2 shots now.
Mm-hmm.
To be ready to step up when there's no more ammunition.
Okay.
I'm gonna shout at him, "Stop! We don't want to do this."
He's coming in, and as he gets closer, you can see the wounds. Like, he had basically cut from the top of his head down along his beard line and just removed it. Who's
So that's
next? Anything above a 9.
I'm a 10. So, I mean, I'm going to try to shoot him again.
Okay.
And I miss. I only have a 20
Oh, dang.
because I am not a
The field agent.
right. I work on other things besides, running down guns and stuff. Alcohol and tobacco side.
I believe that's you, Dragon. You are up.
Yeah. So he's running at
He's not running. He's just slowly.
Jackson, right?
Yeah, he's slowly advancing. Like, he's walking at a brisk pace.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of
I
stuff in
am
this room.
gonna yeah, I am Sam is not a combatant
Yeah.
at all. He does not fight. He's never been in a fight in his life. He's a nerd. Sam is going to notice the bodies, like one of the bodies, and he's gonna try to go and like dip his hand to get it bloody and smear these Sumerian symbols.
Okay. That's
So
not going to
I don't know
require
what
any
type of rolls those are.
I don't think I'll need a roll, to be honest. He's not going to notice. He's not going to really care what you're doing until you smear the first set of symbols. And then he's going to turn around, and he's already sufficiently kind of in the middle of everything now, and scream at you to stop. Stop defacing the holy word, and all of that stuff. He's going to take a very weak slash at you, who's been firing the gun, Mr. Jackson, and he is going to totally miserably fail. Like, he brandishes the scalpel at you, and he is really close to you now, by the way. and this will kick it back over to the beginning of the round. I'm going to give you a flat 40% chance to hit next time around if you fire the gun again. But we're back to
What if I wanted? What if I wanted to just punch him instead?
unarmed. That would be a melee attack.
Okay, because I've got
Unarmed combatant.
Yeah.
I've actually got more in unarmed combat than I do.
Yep. Unarmed combat. So you could do that as well.
Yep.
But that's not going to get the bonus because you're within normal
Right.
range. But I
mean,
believe
it's
that
still a
kicks us-
40 either way I go, or I use the last of my bullets. So I might as well punch him.
I think we're back to Mark.
I'm going to go ahead and try to, like, kind of reach around with a nightstick and smack. I'm gonna like move to the side
Mm-hmm.
and smack him in the kneecap, like in the knee. Try to break his knee or something
Okay.
with a
Yeah.
nightstick.
Go for it. That's melee.
That'd be melee.
Yep. I forgot that melee and unarmed are two separate skills in this.
Mm-hmm. That's going to just barely miss. It's a 50. I have a 50, and it was a 55.
All right. Jackson.
Nope, a punch and miss.
Sam.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna finish smearing the rest of these symbols.
All right. As you finish smearing the rest of these symbols, there is a marked chill in the air. The temperature drops dramatically in the room. And you just get this feeling of unease. But then it kind of fades away. Like there's just that momentary and the doctor screams, "No, what have you done? You've erased the holy word of the goat mother. It's ruined. The whole ritual is ruined."
Give up.
Somebody
Sam actually puts his hand in a like give up.
In a
finger gun. He drops his scalpel and he's just he starts like crying over the corpse of his son that's on the surgical table. What have you done? And you've ruined this ritual. He was so close. He was gonna come back. I knew I could bring him back with the ritual.
Is that what's outside? People you brought back?
They were just to keep everybody in here and not have anybody interrupt the ritual. That's all that was. All you had to do was nothing. Just stay there and let me finish my work.
But what were you bringing back?
My son, he died in a mine collapse.
Are you sure that that's all you would be brought back?
I read the text.
Because
I read the
then
text.
why did the nurse go crazy and kill that guy and cut herself up?
Unintended consequences from the ritual. None of this should have happened. I read the book, and he points over, and there is a old looking book open on one of the countertops on the side, and
burn that book.
I read the whole thing. I understood the rituals that shouldn't have happened. All it should have happened was my son should have came back, but I wanted to make sure that none of the parts could leave the hospital while the ritual was being done and nobody could interrupt it.
Is that book here?
That book is here. He pointed over. It's on the like on one of the countertops over
On the
by the
wall.
sink. Yeah, by the wall. Where a bunch of medical
I'm
equipment is.
gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab that book.
Okay.
You can't have this anymore, old man.
He seems completely disinterested in you and everything and just kind of hovering over the corpse of his son at this point.
Are the handcuffs down here?
There is a
No,
set of
they're
handcuffs down
upstairs.
here.
Well,
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I am going to cuff him.
go for it. He's cuffed. He doesn't put up any resistance. Like he's just he puts up some, but he's caught at this point.
guess we take him upstairs and let the sheriff know.
Yep, we need to go
Wait.
inform the sheriff what's going on here.
Okay.
First thing I do is I go to the front and look out the doors to see if those miners are still there.
They're gone.
God.
They are gone.
Sam's not even religious and he does a Hail Mary.
I'm gonna check my cell phone.
You have signal again.
This has been a crazy night.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. I'm gonna have to seek out some sort of hobby. Take my mind
So-
off this bullshit.
What? No one is gonna believe us.
It's,
No one is going to believe this. What even will the sheriff put in his report? Like, serial killing doctor? Like, no one is going to believe the full details of this.
at this point, that's the sheriff's job to sort it out, not ours. It hasn't been our mess yet, right? Because we don't work for Delta Green yet, right?
Nope, you do not.
Okay. It's not
Yeah,
our problem right
Well, no, like Sam's thinking like they're gonna want us to give our statements, and what the fuck do I even say?
now. Well, I mean, you do have blood on your hands.
Well, we're gonna say that this man is crazy,
Yeah.
and we'll have to come up with something about, I don't know, he put something in the vents, cause us to hallucinate or something like that. I don't know,
Mass
but
hysteria.
we can, yeah, mass hysteria. But he didn't put enough, so some of us come out earlier than others. I don't know, but the truth is definitely going to get us all put into padded rooms.
All I know is the guy was downstairs stealing body parts to try to put something together. Whatever it was, I don't know.
I mean, he said it was his son, and I mean that could cause him. That's probably what caused him to snap.
All right, good enough.
So you guys come up with your story. The night goes, turns into morning. The sheriff here made his phone call. Sheriff's deputy made his phone call. Everything. This guy's taken into custody. But you notice a black SUV pull up that he's being put into. You guys are pulled over to the side. First, Jackson is brought to the side, and somebody hands him a business card. Hands you a business card, I should say. and he introduces himself as his name's Grant. First name's Grant. Sorry, Sam. Sam Grant is going to have his last name butchered, stolen for a first name because it just came to my head because I was reading the screen. And he introduces himself and he says he's with a special outfit that handles situations like this, and you've been reassigned. He hands you a folder,
Okay.
and it has an address for where you're to report at the beginning of next week. It says new assignment, Division 0. And he motions over for Sam and Mark to come over. And he does the same thing. He hands you each a business card. It's just a plain black business card with a green triangle on it. And informs you that you've both been, you're both, after what you witnessed last night, can't exactly have you going around talking about things. As you can understand, it's pretty sensitive what you guys witnessed. Mark, your special training, it's going to do well in this new position that you've been recruited into. You're going to be working with us over in Division 0. And Sam, your background in archaeology and paleontology, that's going to be quite helpful. So you're coming along as well. Report to these addresses on Monday.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's your recruitment into Delta Green. And that is the end of this. That's all I got.
Awesome.
That was fun.
I feel like I'm looking at my notes and I missed 2 critical points. And then there was one thing that just wasn't acted on.
It wasn't. Yeah.
But I missed two plot points at one time, which they weren't huge, but they might have given a little. They definitely would have given a little more context.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that didn't suck completely.
No, it was fun.
That was fine.
Oh,
Okay.
it was fun. Yeah.
I definitely do not like the combat system. I do not like
it's a
this
little
game for
weird.
combat. Too swingy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it's kind of like Call of Cthulhu though. You're not really supposed to get into fights.
Right. And I was trying to avoid a lot of fights when possible and not turn them into
Yeah.
rolls.
Yeah.
Well, like, I mean, how else are we supposed to subdue the doctor? Like, if we're
Yeah.
fighting otherworldly entities, we're probably not going to fight them. But
Yeah.
this is a doctor.
Well, I actually
It's a
planned the
weak
doctor. Yeah, I planned him to be a fight, but only like maybe he nicks you with the scalpel. And you guys take him out fairly easily. I just wanted to see how it would work. He had 3 hit points. So, like,
And nobody could hit him.
yeah, like if you
Well,
guys
that's
hit
good.
him, there was a good chance he was going to go down. In 1 hit, maybe 2 if you were unlucky, 3 if you were extremely unlucky. So because
and
I
it
did
doesn't
want to
help
see.
that I'm rolling dog shit tonight.
Actually, if there was any other game, you'd be rolling amazing.
Yes.
But
Wait.
yeah,
Our Pathfinder game, I